first mission in Bosnia. So you had missions before.
Yeah.
You were in the region, but you were abroad as well,
Yes,
far
yes.
away
I'm
from
doing
here.
this job for over 20 years.
Huh.
Yeah, and I was in mostly in South Asia, a little bit in East Africa as well, and already in Bosnia Herzegovina, but that was like 2000, 2001 or so, for a
Huh.
short time.
Okay, so last time when you arrived here to Bosnia,
Yeah.
you met your
Yes, like
wife or
3 years
whatever.
ago or so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3
Girlfriend.
years ago.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay, so how did you meet
Well,
her?
it was a funny story somehow. We were invited by common friends to a fashion show in Sarajevo. And
That's the best way to meet. Yeah.
I mean, we are not really the fashion people, but somehow we were there. So that's the first time where we
Yeah.
met. Yeah. And then a couple of times after we went out and dated a bit, and then some point we
Yeah.
got together. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. So,
Yeah, I
and
know.
now the love is eternal.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Juliet, vi zaista odlično pričate bosanski jezik, a znamo da je bosanski jezik prilično težak za naučiti. Kako je išlo to?
Meni je mislim, ja se trudim, nije još savršeno, mislim, inače imam grešaka i ali meni je bilo teško, mogu da kažem, taj proces na početku, baš dok ne legne nekako, da se može normalno komunicirati, to je trebalo baš
Vremena.
trud, i vremena i trud.
Daniel, uči li šta?
You speak some Bosnian
I
language?
understand a little bit, yeah. I mean, after 5
She's
years, I should
teaching
actually.
you, or you're just
Sometimes she's
learning.
teaching me, but actually I'm improving much more my English than my Bosnian as well. So.
yeah. You're German. Okay, yeah, but it's well known that all the German especially who are travel around, they speak a good English.
Yeah.
Uobičajeno pitanje da li i kako osjećate Bosnu i Hercegovinu, šta vam se dopada, šta vam se možda ne dopada, evo pitanje za oboje, pa...
Yeah. How do you feel Bosnia? Do you feel it as your country now, and what do
I
you
really
like,
like
what
it,
do you
you know,
dislike?
I mean, I worked a lot abroad, especially in Asia, and coming here, I mean, first of all, I was already here, yeah, so it's a little
Yeah.
bit like coming home. I started my career
Good.
as well, like 19 years ago, 20 years ago in the Balkans.
Huh.
And what I also like is, you know, this is much closer to the culture where I'm from. You know,
Yeah.
I'm European, I'm German, you know, and this is much closer to my culture than being in Asia or in Africa or so.
Sure.
You know, so I like that quite a
Sure.
lot.
So you like it? You like the
Yes.
food here
Yes, food is quite
better
nice.
than in Asia?
What's
Did you like
Asian
in
food?
Asia?
Yes,
Yeah.
Asian food is also beautiful. We sometimes cook at home Asian as well.
Ah.
Yeah. So, but I also like the Bosnian food and the food on the Balkans
Good.
as well.
Do you prepare some Bosnian food?
Yeah,
Not
sometimes
really,
because
okay.
it's close to German, you know. So
Yeah. Meat and
Meat,
grills
potatoes,
and,
yeah.
good.
Juliet je evo već rekla da je prvi put došla prije nekih 12 godina ovdje zbog biznisa, je li tako? I danas izrađuješ, imaš svoj biznis, praonica
Praonica, da.
za strance, je li
Da,
tako?
mislim uglavnom jer su obične mašine, nije neka velika higijena ili nešto tako, ali
Ali
ja za turiste.
nešto i za svoju dušu izrađuješ prekrasan nakit, je li možemo da
O,
vidimo
hvala.
šta je to?
Mislim,
I
može,
između
može.
ostalog nakit sa motivima Sarajeva.
Ja, uglavnom sa motivima sa stečaka. Ja tražim bilo što vidim što niko ne koristi još. Mislim, neke stvari nije mi bio namjer da kopiram šta vidim ovdje, nego da uradim nešto...
Nego ono što vi zapazite.
Da, mislim, nije to moje tradicije, oni motivi koji već
Da.
postoje ovdje, ne želim da ukradem nešto ili da nego da koristim neke tehnike koje nađem ovdje za svoj neki dizajn.
Je li vi ovo prodajete?
Da, mislim, malo sad vidim šta ide. Ovo je kao faza istraživanje, pa
To stay here for good,
yeah, I mean, it's a nice place. So,
why not?
why not? Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, you were
Engleskom,
traveling a lot around, so you said so, and you were doing a humanitarian job, just trying to help people to live better, to live easier, and so on. But also you had some unusual situation.
Yes.
We heard that you had some unusual situation, for example, in Somalia. What happened?
Well, I mean, Basically, went to the field in the morning, yeah, and then there was some kind of an ambush. So basically, 5 guys with Kalashnikovs.
You were alone?
I was with my driver and some
Okay.
local colleagues, yeah, and yeah, so basically they took me there, they kidnapped me. It was a bit of shooting going on first, and then I asked the driver to ask them, shall we ask them what they want? Yeah, so obviously they wanted me. So
They wanted you.
they wanted me. Yeah, I was the only white guy in a
You
circle
said, why
of-
me?
Well, I was the only white guy in a circle of like 400 kilometers. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
so then they basically took me away. So
And?
well, I mean, apparently the whole thing took like they tried to go with me to the coast, yeah, to get on a boat. As it happens in East Africa, they missed the boat. The boat had gone already, so we started walking through the desert. And yeah, at some point it was dark and I was really exhausted, and I said, okay, I really need to sit down, I have to rest. And then after nightfall, essentially the Somaliland army came after us and rescued me.
Oh, really?
So basically,
So it didn't last long.
it didn't last long.
Okay, that's good.
So it lasted kind of 12 hours.
wow.
Or like 6-7 hours if you want, until I got back again and the word could get out that I'm freed. It was
Okay.
the whole thing was like 12 hours maybe. Yeah. So, but they heard the first shot and they ran away right away. Yeah. So they also caught them. They were prosecuted. They're in jail. Yeah.
They were prosecuted.
So it's 12 years ago though.
12 years
yeah.
ago.
So it's
This
a
is
while
the
ago.
worst situation that you had on your trips?
Probably. I mean, I was also in difficult situations sometime in Afghanistan when there was riots and stuff like this and so on and so forth. But I guess this was the worst situation for my friends and my family, because they never really knew what's the situation with me, am I still alive or not, and so on and so forth. So for them, it was the worst trauma. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, I was well prepared by my organization as well.
Sure.
So we had security trainings before and so on and so forth. And you know, if you live in that environment, it doesn't hit you too unprepared, let's say. You know, so.
I believe. But it's not good. It's not nice
It's
to,
not
to
nice, no.
survive and to be in such a
Možda
situation.
iz ove današnje perspektive pa se možemo i nasmijati, ali nije bilo prijatno,
Pa
sasvim
da,
sigurno.
sigurno. Ja.
Juliet, evo pitanje za vas, samo i za Daniela. Šta je to što vam nedostaje iz vaših zemalja, što nemate ovdje, a nedostaje vam?
To je dobro pitanje. Ono, ne znam, ono, ja bih rekla neke ljudi. Samo ono, znaš, ono, teško je, ne možeš nikad svi prijatelji, sve porodice na istom mjestu. I to je malo teže. Posebno sada kad se ne može ni putovat, da ih vidiš i ono, to je meni najteže.
What do you miss out of your country? Out of your
What do I miss
life?
from my country? I mean, you know, I've been abroad for such a long time, I almost don't miss anything anymore. Sometimes I miss German bread, let's say.
Bread?
Yeah.
Sometimes I miss my parents a bit, but now I'm much closer to Germany. That's also an
Yeah.
advantage, yeah. So, but really, I mean, you can have almost anything here.
You're
you know.
used to live anywhere,
Yeah.
so
So, you know.
you don't miss anything. That's a good point. Caritas, what do you do now? How it goes?
Well, Caritas is here in the country since almost 25 years, yeah.
Yes.
So I took over this job 5 years ago, as mentioned. We are doing a lot to support farmers, smallholders, yeah, in the remote areas to earn money, yeah.
Sure.
So we've done a lot of work in the raspberry sector, but now also working with vegetables. We are in the education sector, especially preschool education. I don't know if you have heard about our mobile kindergarten. It's like a bus that goes
sure,
around
of
to
course,
remote
I heard it.
areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
We work.
It was very popular in last weeks.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I know.
And we support Roma as a minority as well with social housing, and we have a little bit of activities in energy efficiency. Yeah. And interesting is we also work very close with municipalities, with governmental ministries, cantonal ministries, and they also financially support some of our activities as well.
So they're doing a lot of things.
Yeah, so it's
Da.
quite
Well, thank
quite a
you.
nice operation here.
Sjajno. Drago mi je da smo upoznali ovako jedan zanimljiv
Ja.
par. Koliko se vi poznajete? Da li možete reći da se poznajete?
Da, koliko su... 3 godine, otprilike.
I znate li
How
se?
much do you
Da,
know
ja
yourself?
mislim da se znam.
We'll see now.
Mislim, ne čujem sad prvi put za ono u Somaliji, tako da
Aha, ali
Znate
ove
neke
neke
detalje.
personalne stvari, da li znate?
ja mislim da jesam. Mislim, ono, ja sam kupila kuću u martu,
Aha.
pa od maja živimo zajedno. I onda
Onda još
znamo
zatvoren
se.
pa tako, onda znate se sigurno.
Sjajno.
Sad ćemo to provjeriti.
Jeste li spremni igrati jednu igricu s nama,
Aha,
da vidimo
može.
da li se poznajete?
You understand this?
Yeah, playing
Može,
a game?
može.
Or?
Yeah.
Yes,
Ja,
bravo,
ja.
bravo. Učite polako, dobro je.
He understands well.
Pa
Yeah.
sve.
He has a wife, she's speaking in English.
U stvari, gospodin
Ok.
Daniel sve razumije, samo nam
Razumije više nego ljudi
nije nam
misle.
htio reći
Ja,
to.
ja,
jel'
dobro,
tako?
pa lakše može
Da.
tako sigurno.
Da.
Ok.
Hvala vam za ovaj dio. Znamo da se u Engleskoj piju čajevi, ali se piju i tekako i u Bosni i Hercegovini. Izvolite,
Ali
jedan
se piju u
poklon.
Njemačkoj,
Imam
zašto
nešto
nije?
za vas.
A, hvala
Ja,
lijepa.
vidiš, pa
Hvala
je
lijepa.
razmjena poklona, klik, 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 da.
Razmjena. Wow, divno.
Ja.